Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I, of course, am Michelle with YesMichelle Crochets, and welcome to Book Club. Tonight, I am going to slowly and gently enter into the conversation about our book tonight, which, of course, I'm making some camera adjustments. Bear with me. I'm sorry. Anyway, I am going to be covering our one night stand. Our one night stand tonight is Atomic Habits by John Clear. And I didn't type anything into the conversation this evening simply because I'm going to let you guys do all the talking. I chose this book because I kind of think it was a great addendum to the 12-week year for the month of March. This has been a book that spoke to me personally and gave me quite a lot to contemplate when it comes to being organized with setting goals and accomplishing those goals. So I thought Atomic Habits would be a perfect pair to go with it. And if you'll excuse me for a second, I'm going to reach around things and hopefully I don't bump too much. But I had to get some water. So forgive me. Excuse me for just a second. I literally just skirted into the room in time to get our camera and everything started. So as you enter the chat, well, of course that would happen. Our light is in a mood today, so we will deal with it as we do. There, back to light. Anyway, let's get started with the conversation for this book because, as I said, Atomic Habits is a great book to pick up right behind the 12-week year. I think it definitely is a good accompaniment and it definitely opens up the ideas that we first hit upon in the 12-week year. Now, as I said, this book was written by John Clear and I took a summary. Hello, Sugar Diamond. Welcome in. I am not going to be able to tap this screen too often because it is immediately going to bump the microphone. And I am hopefully easier to hear this time because we switched out the audio for my system and I had to turn the iPad upside down in order to get it all to work right. Let's just put it this way. I am well pinned in my corner today. Anyway, back to our book. And just so you know, in case you missed it, we are covering Atomic Habits tonight. And this book is, of course, by John Clear. And we have a summary that we got from one of the authors who perused this book on a deeper level. Like I said, this is a one night stand, so it's a one and done. And I'm relying on my notes as I do. Now, our author for reading James Clear's book, I was going to call him John Clear. Anyway, said Atomic Habits shows us how to harness our mindset to use our habits to our advantage. We often fail or break habits, not because we don't want to, but because we don't have the tools. Seemingly insignificant changes can create a profound effect that increase new habits to make a positive and lasting change. So, what are some of the ways that habits can improve our daily lives? Well, it's all about consistency. For example, if you were to read 2 pages of a book today, you probably wouldn't feel any wiser. If you were to adjust your behavior by reading a chapter every day for a month, you might find yourself having completed a few books and feeling highly accomplished. And I would say this as an addendum to what he has said, that accomplishment is a momentum to continue a positive habit. Now, according to this person, he wanted to briefly explore, and I would say it's brief, but not that brief. Anyway, let's start with the beginning of James's book. I promise you, I'm going to call that man John about 50 million times. Bear with it. Anyway, the big impact of small change. Did you know that you can reduce crime significantly by just adding streetlights to a dark neighborhood? Meaningful impacts are often the result of one small change. For example, Dr. Ann Thorndike wanted to improve her patients' dietary habits without requiring them to make a conscious decision. All she did was redesign her hospital's food court. Next to the main cash points, she replaced unhealthy sodas with bottles of water in the refrigerator. Within 3 months, soda sales had dropped by 11%, while water sales shot up by 25%. I like her way of thinking because I love a soda when I need it, but I prefer my water. Now, yes, I flavor my water, but it's still water, and I'm a win on that. All because soda was less visible, and in this case, replacing the Q to C soda with seeing water positively changed her hospital's patient behavior. Removing the trigger can be equally transformative. In this book, The Power of Habit, Arthur Charles Duhigg, okay, it's spelled Duhigg. You tell me that's not Duhigg. Anyway, reports an incident in Iraq. The military needed to end riots in an Iraqi town, so they made one change. They simply removed all the food vendors from the town square. This seemingly insignificant change disrupted the entire riot. People started to get hungry later in the day, so they moved to their homes to get food. The rioters' need for food replaced their movement towards violence. Again, this demonstrates how simple change can make a significant difference. Now, we're all led that we need to perform radical actions if we want radical improvement for transformation. James Clear shows how small habits can be enough to drive transformative change. However, to harness the power of habits, we need to understand them first. Habits are things we do daily without much thought. That's completely true. I get up every morning and I make coffee. It's a habit and it's a need, but it's a habit I'm positive about by tweaking the way I make my coffee. You guys know that I do a protein based coffee instead of just the standard caffeine based. Now, does it have caffeine? Absolutely. Is it delicious? Absolutely. Is it healthier for me to add the protein? Of course. And that's the small transformation to a major change in my health. Atomic Habits examines how habitual behaviors shape our lives. Although we think that most of our daily habits rely on decision making, roughly 45% of what we do is actually based on habit. So this means that we spend nearly half of our lives on autopilot. Habits are automate repetitive tasks by tapping into our subconscious. The benefit of the subconscious automation is that the habit can free up brain power for unique and creative process. Another example of how I have habitual steps that I do daily. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's that's admittedly one of my weaknesses, but I have replaced doing nothing with adding protein. We all know Michelle is going to do something and forget to eat. That's just, it is what it is. I have eaten today once. I ate at just after 2:30 today, but I ate. So that's done, and I'm going to eat again when we finish this live. Okay, let's see. Where were we? See, I got called out, and it just, if my face turned red, it's because I got called out. So anyway, um, just because habits make life more automated, yes, you need to be embarrassed because I'm embarrassed for me. Anyway, it doesn't mean that they're always beneficial. Take smoking, for example. And hopefully nobody in here, including hi lurkers, how are you guys tonight? Hopefully nobody is a smoker and feels called out. I didn't write this. Don't take it personal. Anyway, I don't approve of it, but that's because I'm an asthmatic and I like breathing. Um, Smokers often use a cigarette to relieve anxiety or stress. The behavior of using cigarettes as a coping mechanism shows us how short term solutions can have detrimental effects on our long term health. So, bad habits may offer short term gains, but good health habits seldom reveal their benefits to us immediately. This can be tricky if you seek instant gratification. However, the goal is to understand and then to revise your habitual behavior. Let's explore how habits are formed by looking at the science. And that was where I got upset because I was like, really? We got a science tonight? Come on, we're yarny people. But let's deep let's dip our toe in. We'll see where we go. We may chuck it. Anyway, entrenching habits through the four-step execution process. See, exactly. So, Ann, do we really want a science? We kind of need to know. It's the only way we're going to improve. Process. The author describes the four-step process as follows. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm getting notifications, even though I've turned off notifications. I love my phone. The first comes a cue, then a craving, then a response, and finally a reward. Cues are something that we notice, like that ding. They're pieces of information that suggest there may be a reward waiting for us. There wasn't in that notification, sorry. Cravings are linked to our desire for rewards. Responses are what we do to get these rewards. Finally, the rewards themselves are the pleasurable feelings that we get. But the reward completes the four-step process. The question then becomes, what this process create entrenched habit? What? Oh, I'm sorry. You guys are speaking to each other. I'm so glad you do that. Thank you. Anyway, let's look at coffee lovers for a second because many of us, not all of us, but many of us are coffee lovers. Coffee lovers understand this all too well. Their cue is waking up in the morning. That's true. Their craving is wanting to feel awake. The response is stumbling into the kitchen and making coffee. I don't stumble. I walk gently. Anyway, the reward is finally sipping the coffee. They entrench a habit through sufficient repetition, and their habit starts to identify them as a morning coffee person. I'm a morning coffee person. I tweaked it, but at the end of the day, I'm still a morning coffee person. I'm also an afternoon coffee person. And depending on what I need to accomplish for the evening, I'm a night coffee person. Right now, I'm a water person. Our brains are also hardwired to dislike delays and hassles. Uh, Anybody need proof? How many of us drive? How many of us are guilty of having road rage? That would be me. I own that t-shirt. Um, if you had to complete a crossword puzzle to turn on your coffee machine, your coffee ritual might be less habitual. No, it would still be extremely habitual. I would find a workaround or I'd buy a new pot. I will not be deterred from the coffee. We're in a love relationship. Let's not interrupt that for the safety of others. Now, James Clear calls this task friction. The concept is that when friction is low, habits are easy. When friction is high, habits are difficult. See, see, Sue Ann understands. Let's not interrupt the madness because otherwise I will be mad. Yes, sugar. Juan and I, I mean, my goodness, how could Juan not be a coffee addict? His name is Juan, as in Juan Valdez. Me, Michelle, must have coffee. Simple. Anyway, the trick is to create an environment where doing the right thing is as easy as possible. And for me, as much as my description of my coffee routine sounds challenging and multi-stepped, it's really not. Everything is right there. And it all goes in one blender, blend it up, pour it in a cup. Super win. Okay. Now that we understand the process behind habit forming, let's look at how the use of that habit can become self-improvement. I don't drink coffee. I drink Dr. Peppers. See? And I like a good Dr. Pepper. Diet though it may be, I do like it. The four bricks that help cement good habits. Now this is what we all need to know. Building good habits means a solid foundation. Simple changes to your surroundings can support good habits and break bad ones. Sometimes. Let's add that caveat. Sugar, Sugar, you're a Pepsi girl. I remember. I was gonna ask, but then I remembered. Her vice is Pepsi. As she added to our chat, of course. Excuse me for 1 second. Your girl needs a sip. Mm, water is a good thing. Anyway, where was I? James Clear emphasizes that our environment shapes what we do. Now, that part's true. There are 4 tricks to making habits stick. You need to make them obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Imagine that you want to get better playing guitar. First, you need to make a habit cue that is obvious. Put your guitar in a place where you see it and where it's easily accessible. There are people who want to know how to crochet more. The answer is simple. Put the yarn where you can get to it. If you've got to travel for it, you're not going to make it easy for yourself. Try plain water, Michelle. Try not. For the safety of others, we will not. And that has a lot to do with where I live. The water here tastes horrible. So, yeah, we will decorate it or we won't drink it. My doctor says he will take what he can get. He's managing his expectations too. Good morning. Oh, honey, we are not worried about it. Hop on in. The water's fine. Though I'm being yelled at because I won't drink plain water. St. Louis does not have delicious water. Though we are told we have some of the best water in the nation, my palate says otherwise. As I was saying about the issue of a habit, make sure what you want to work on is easily accessible. Because if you can't get to it, you won't do it. And Sue said, I have to put something in it and it can't go in the place. See, Sue, you come sit right here. We're right there. We're locked in. Anyway, maybe you want to read more. Each morning when you make your bed, make sure you put a book on top of your pillow. Now, that's a smart idea. This action will make it more likely that you'll read some pages before you go to sleep. I have a book on cue in my iPad at the beginning of the week, and I have cues that remind me I need to read. Your doctor is suffering from exhaustion. He is. He is. I'm not even going to front. My doctor is exhausted with me, but he likes a good puzzle, and I happen to be a very complex puzzle. I'm listening to things fall on the other side. Hey, Kim, welcome in. Good to see you. And Sugar Diamond, I can imagine you probably do. Sometimes books, sometimes people, but I love it all just the same. Anyway, I'm sorry. Do you want to get more hours of sleep per night? Make sleep feel attractive. The more attractive or appealing the environment, the more time you'll want to spend there. So make an effort to create a bedroom that's cozy and calm for you and maybe your spouse, but mostly for you because you're the target. A place where you'll want to spend more time. Do you want to eat better? Make it easy. Start by reducing task friction. This friction is anything that adds up to a hassle. For example, bulk cooking your healthy meals or pre-chop your vegetables. And if you have a convenient grab and go snack that's healthy, add that to the list. Thank you all for speaking to one another and getting to know each other a little bit better. I love it for us all. Lastly, make it satisfying. Don't pick a bunch of healthy things that you know you don't have a taste for and you won't eat, because that's wasting money, that's wasting your time, and that doesn't get you any further into the success of that habit. For bad habits, we'll flip these ideas around by doing the opposite. The idea is to make them invisible, unattractive, more difficult, and ultimately unsatisfying. I'm sorry. She is picking on me. I need a defense team. So, pack junk foods out of sight. Allow yourself to smoke only outside in the cold. Oh, I'm sorry. Again, trigger warning for those that smoke. This person has an issue with that. I don't like it, but it's not in my area, so I'm not saying anything. You don't have to call yourself out if you don't choose to. Ultimately, you want your bad habits to be as unsatisfying as possible. However, change is never easy. Building a house that becomes a home for good habits takes some work. Unfortunately, good habits are harder to build because their rewards aren't immediately gratifying to you as they are new habits. I'm sorry, I'm sniffling again. It is what it is, shrugs. Okay, as long as we understand that. I can read the chat. Anyway, and I just realized that whoever watches this on replay is not going to understand why I just stuck my tongue out at you. And Sue Ann said, I'm on oxygen 24/7, so can't do smoking. Sorry. Exactly. I'm asthmatic. And literally, right now, I have 2 inhalers on my desk because of my asthma. So let's not, unless you have to. And then, yes, smoke outside, downwind, or not over here. Simple. The first strategies for building good habits are, yes, we're getting back to the book, start and stack. It may sound cliched, but you must focus on the start, not the finish, when you want to get something done. When we dream of big changes, often our excitement or enthusiasm takes over. We end up trying to do too much too often. This early enthusiasm often leads to disappointment. Don't forget, let's not even talk about the breathing machine, okay? We have that too. See, again, you tell me not to read the chat and then you type. We don't get our desired results quickly enough and we lose interest. If you don't focus only on the start, the task may feel daunting for you. Often we are overwhelmed by our projects or our goals that seem too big. Now, I am going to tie in the point of the 12-week year, which tells you to set manageable expectations and goals. Do not expect to lose 50 pounds in the 2025 year. Instead, maybe decide that in the month of April, I'm going to lose 5 pounds. Sugar just called me spicy. That's true. Periodically, that's true. Where the 2-minute rule comes in? I don't even know where he came up with that. It was in the book. James Clear advises us that when starting a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to initiate. To apply this rule, focus on small starting steps, not the end result. As with the 12-week year, don't focus on where you're going to end up. Focus on what you need to do over the course of the next 12 weeks. Excuse me. For example, change your focus from being a marathon runner to just putting on your running shoes. From finishing a book to just reading 3 pages. From completing the laundry to just folding the socks. Okay, may I ask a dumb question? How many of you fold socks? I am beyond the point where we have to worry about a basket full of socks because my family each does their own laundry. But I put my socks together and yes, they match. I'm a weirdo apparently because my children's socks never match. It's wow. 2 minutes. Okay, I don't even see. I'm the odd man out. I am not rolling my socks as a part of the routine to do my laundry. That's the stuff that ends up at the bottom of the basket. And then when I am watching something on YouTube or watching something on television, then I will roll those socks. But it's the last thing I do, and it is not as big a priority as getting everything folded or hung and put away. That's just me. I'm odd. I'll take it. Anyway, see, for those anybody who wants to take that task on for me, I will gladly let you do it. If not, they get lost. No, I don't too much loose socks, but then half the time, if I can avoid wearing them, I will. Clothes, on the other hand, okay. See, no, I'm actually pretty good when I do the laundry. I pull it out the dryer, shake it out, it pops on a hanger. I have bougie hangers for this reason. Truth be told. Okay, let's see, where were we? You can also stack a new habit on top of a habit that is already in place. This approach gives you the power of momentum to get going. Once you're in the habit of putting on your running shoes every day, then getting to the habit of going for a run. I don't run. I'm not going to run. I will have cute shoes, but I will not run. I said what I said. Do you want to start a daily meditation practice? You guys know I already do that. It's the first thing I do when I get up in the morning after I make my coffee and have a few sips. So let's tie this habit to your trusting morning coffee routine. Late done it. Turn on the kettle. Use this as a cue to sit silently for a few minutes. However, as we know, starting something and sticking to something are two completely different things. And I'm sorry, I have trouble walking, not running at all. Okay. We won't even talk about literally in my living room is the brace for my knee that just arrived today. Nope. Running is one of those not happening things. Okay. We have collectively decided running is off the table. We will not. To make a habit stick, get specific, synchronize, and keep score. Okay, Kim said, I'm not running from anything, for anything, or from anything. Exactly. I tell people all the time, they say, you'd run if someone held a gun to your head. No, I wouldn't. You cannot outrun a gun. You cannot outrun a bullet. If you're going to shoot me right here. And if you're not, put it back in your pocket and shut up. I'm from St. Louis. We just don't do that. Exactly. I am not going to die tired. Kim, I love that. I love that. Thank you. So freaking true. It is. Like I said, I'm from one of the most challenging communities in St. Louis. And believe you me, I tell people all the time, this ain't what you want, player. This ain't the game. You can't keep score and you will not win. So don't fight me. You won't. Right? Kudos to Kim on that one. How do we create a good, healthy habit when daily life or our lack of motivation both get in the way? For most of us, exercise isn't what we crave after a tiring workday. Nope. And nope. That part, Kim. That part. If you feel froggy, jump. But I ain't running. I highly recommend if you jump, you have an extra tether that's going to keep you on the ground, because I promise you, horizontal is where you're going to be when I'm done. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because my inner aggressive is like, hey, crochet though. There you go. Let's change this from running and creating a habit about exercise to crochet. I like that. It's soft, it's fluffy, it's gentle. I live in the middle of nowhere where in Texas, don't lock my door. If they want to come in, the lock is not going to stop them. That part. This was certainly the case for Ronan, an electrical engineering student. Ronan knew that he should insert in crochet. Why not? We can teach somebody new. Anyway, he used his crocheting skills to design a program and synchronize his stationary bike to his laptop. Okay, we're gonna leave it at engineering because it just sounds weird with crochet. When I say run, I'm thinking fire running from humans. No, because okay, well, and a New Yorker. Locks don't stop honest people. Locks only stop honest people. That's true. That's true. Or they befuddle children long enough to make you catch them before they get out your door. My daddy always said locks don't stop someone who really wants in. That's true too. Exactly. True. We're going back to him being an electrical engineer. It sounded weird with crochet. His ingenious solution meant that Netflix would only play when Ronan cycled at a certain speed. If he slowed down, Netflix would pause. And he needed to cycle faster to finish the episode that he was watching. Synchronizing something you crave with something you dread can give you that motivational push to keep pedaling. The difficulty, though, is that it's often our clarity, not our motivation, that's holding us back. For those of you on Team Repay who may not be seeing the chat, Kim just said, sugar, if I'm meant to burn, grab the marshmallows. Still not running. I love it. You know what, guys? We are going to call this done. I am having too much fun playing with you all than I am reading this book. Anybody disagree with that idea? Can we do that tonight? Can we pivot? Because you guys are on one tonight and I am loving the ride. Does anybody want me to continue? If you do, I will. It's not like the notes aren't there. And I will wait for you all to come in. I'm going to have some of my water while you do. Thank you. All I needed was one person to say okay, because I was going to do it anyway. Yeah. So, guys, what is everybody up to today? What are you all doing? What's going on? Because apparently we are talking about fire. We are talking about the fact that we don't run. And this is one of the way. Drink clink. Right. The chat has already pivoted. Yes, they have. And I'm okay with that. And what I know to be true about this group, you guys are fun. Not only family for me, you are phenomenally funny. But you're here because you didn't even really know what the book was about. You were here for me. That's a hug. And for that, I thank you. So, okay, wait a minute. Just got back from your crochet group. Really? I don't have a local crochet group. Though, to be truthful, I probably wouldn't go very often. It's me. I'm antisocial. Big hugs to you. Thank you. I feel that. I love you all. I really, really do. Thank you. I needed that love today. You meet every week. Oh, Michelle could not. I don't know who's going to show up every morning. So, good gracious, if I had to do it every week, I'd be in trouble. Sue Ann, what do you crochet in the group? That's a great question. Hey, Sandy Wendy. Hi. How are you? So, that's, please share with the group, what do you crochet? And what kinds of things do you love to make? Yes. Sugar is sharing that one of my clients is a screamer. And just because we call this a one night stand, we are not talking that kind of screamer. This is a screamer who is 1 year of age, and his whole source of communication is screaming. A lot of hats and blankets for Cancer Center. Woo! I love it. And I don't even have anything to crochet near me, but we can change that. I have my hooks within reach, and I'm going to grab those. I need a G plus. And okay, Peopling Weekly. Okay, see, Kim understands. I am not that girl. I cannot people all the time. Sorry I got so close, but one of the things that's always on my desk is something I can immediately start working on. Another dishcloth. I started this one this morning right after I finished reading my gratitude journal and making my notes for the day. So we're back to this pattern. Wait a minute, here. This is the pattern we're currently working on again. I wanted another set of these. I have 4. I needed a few more. Baylor in Dallas. Ooh. So you are in the area near, I forget her name. Kim is in recovery mode. Yes, she is. I have to. I'm telling you, after I made the conversation with a few of my friends that I was doing Restash 2025 and making dishcloths to give away this holiday season, I suddenly got people asking me, so am I going to be getting dishcloths this year? I hope so. That meant more dishcloths. So I have to do it. And the reality of it is, we were just talking about habits. This is a habit for me. Making sure that I make a minimum of one, and I think maybe 3 weeks so far have done more than, no, I've only done one, maybe 3 weeks. The other weeks I've usually done 2 or 3. So everyone in the YouTube streets is on a washcloth brigade. I love that for us. We all use them, whether you use them as a dishcloth, a washcloth, or you use it as just a decorative ornament for something else. I that just is something I've always liked. It was one of the very first things I completed that looked like it was supposed to look. Like I always share about the first blanket I ever made. What made me think I could do a blanket with no knowledge of how to crochet? I don't know. But I made a blob and I liked it. It covered my kid and that was all it was for. But I know that Jan and Lala are doing dishcloths. Okay, what's the eyes? I missed that. Oh, so you talk about me and my eyes. Oops. Duh. Duh. So yeah, dishcloths became where I learned about counting, about making sure that if the pattern says that I want to use a double crochet, then I use a double crochet, not a half double. I had to learn stitch definition and measuring. I'm just going to say, follow the leader. Mm. Well, mm, mm, but, mm. It's funny when you get called out in a conversation. And it's all done with love. That's the part that makes me smile the most. So, see, there's my love. You guys are outrageous. And I have one of the coolest communities. I also noticed we're up to 7 people. So, hello, my lurkers. And I have a question. And that question is directly related to my sound quality. Does this sound better in this format than it did, let's say, 2 weeks ago? Because I have changed my mic system and I want to make sure that it sounds clearer. Hopefully you don't hear the reverberation sound that you sometimes hear with mics. Oh, excellent. Thank you. Like I said, I got this mic, and Marty, this is the mic we thought didn't work. They sent me an adapter. So that made a difference. And I love that they sent it to me at no cost. So thank you. The one person who always struggles to hear me is the one person who isn't here. And that would be VJ of VJ's Crochet. She can never hear me. So she's always like, turn your volume up. You know, I did the thing they told me to do, and it said, nope. It ignored me. It acted as though I had nothing plugged in. They sent me their adapter. No cost $3.99, the best price on the planet. So I just was appreciative of having something that works, because as much as one can, I try to elevate my game. I am more focused and attentive to my thumbnails and making a cohesive brand pattern. Like you guys all know, I'm a pink girly. For those who don't love pink, love me just the same, but pink is my color. Uh oh, that might be her because I always heard you fine. Thank you. I think it is, but simultaneously it may be what she's listening to me on. And I'm sure there are other people who are in the same situation. I know that there are plenty of times I have had to listen to my own videos on television and the audio is very, very low. So I had to make the adjustment. And I don't mind making the adjustment because the improvement of the quality of what I produce, I hope, helps my audience make a better connection with what I'm doing. So I know you're in my pink. Well, more pink for you women, more pink for your life. Enjoy. I tell people you have to take me where I am, and right now I am in my pink life. Okay, I've been here for more than 40 years, more than not quite 50 years. I think my love of pink started around the age of 6 or 7. But it never waned and it never wavered. It's always been my favorite color. And I love all shades of pink, whether it's the pale, pale pink. Sugar said, "Oh, you so nice." I know. I know. Kim said, "I love that you love pink. I will leave all the pink on the shelves for you to grab. I'm a giver." I love that for you, for me. It's for us. Give me the pink scent. If I don't see the pink, tell the pink I'm coming. I will find it. I'm on a hunt for all the pinks. There are those who wouldn't touch pink with a 10-foot pole. I know some people even call it blink. I say blink if you need to. But I am going to make beautiful things with the pink. So, and I have to wonder what my second color would be. I don't really know. Pink is it for me. I love everything that complements pink, whether it's a gray or a white, yellow. Red and pink work together in certain circumstances. So you can have that. You can have it. I never liked it from little. I understand. There are a lot of people who don't. My daughter's color was always purple. And now she's leaning into her pink era. It's hilarious. Sue Ann said hers are blue and purple. I love that. I love blue. I love all colors. But pink is my number one. Ironically, I'm currently making a pink blanket for a graduation gift and it's killing you. So do you wear the gloves? Gloves help. Gloves help. I don't think there is a color that I don't like. And I'm trying to think. No. There are certain colors that I don't look good in and don't look good on me. I love the look of the color yellow, but you will almost never see me. But lots of breaks. I understand. You have to give your eyes pause. And that's more than okay. I don't like black. I love black. I don't like to work with black, but wait a minute. This is my solution for crocheting with the very, very dark colors. It is wait a minute, here we go. The magnifying glasses. And I am going to see if I can aim this down so that we don't scorch anyone's eyes. Where is my light for this one? Because I have two different sets. I have one where, there, we got that done. And here, as you can see, it has a light on it. But these are awesome. They come in handy when working with dark colors because I can't see the stitch definition. And there is a strengthening of the light. So the light directed on what you're working on, but it's even better. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Kimberly, welcome in. It's even better for me that I can make the light even brighter, especially when working with black. So again, no color is a challenge for me. One of the people that I dearly love, their favorite color is brown. And I find that most unusual, but I can totally understand why they love that color. That's awesome. I need that for working with black yarn. Oh, definitely. Definitely. And the ones that I have in the living room are even better. Michelle, look, I gave you. I saw that. I saw that. You know, I noticed. I studied that picture. I am actually in the process of redoing that board. What are they called? Um, Wait a minute. Let me look because, of course, I will drop a link in the chat for you because I can. I think. I think. First, I have to go to the Amazon app, the things we do, and find the information. And yes, it's been a few months since I bought it, so give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. And laughing at me is appropriate. Okay. And they're not talking to each other. How strange. Boop, boop, Let me get into my own chat, please, and thank you. And make sure that's turned down. There we go. It will not let me in. Nope. Let's do this. It won't let me do it. Just yeah, they're I'm sorry. Let me I tell you what. If you will do this for me, Suanne, come back to the chat after we've closed out this video and I will post it as a pinned comment in the comment section. It's just not letting me access it from here, which is insane, but it is what it is. I am trying one more thing, but nope. It's like, no, you're not getting in there. You're on a third party. Say the name. I will spell it. It's Tamango, T, capital T, lowercase MANGO. And they're just called magnifying glasses with light for close work. And you will look for them. Thank you. Thank you. I was trying to see if I could find the ones that I like more. Now this one here, they are gray. And I should be able to type in the chat. Bear with me. Of course, it's like, nope. This is all caps, by the way. No, one T. Okay. Here we go. Forgive my sinuses, guys.
Right there. That's it.
Ignore my phone. This is the cruel joke that keeps replaying on me. Let's see if we can get it without the light. Okay. There we go. That's what they look like. And that's the gray ones. Those are the ones that I like more. The brand is really good, and they don't require a lot of charging, and I use those pretty regularly. So right I might. That's it. Thank you. So I might charge those once every 2 or 3 weeks. And like I said, they are really, really good. I especially like them if I am up and the kids are watching a movie in the living room and I want to crochet, but I don't want to turn on an extra light and disturb the room. So, or if the children are napping and I finally have the screamer not screaming, oh, we will do whatever we have to make sure that we keep that atmosphere as long as we can. So, well, guys, we have about 9 minutes before we are due to move on to other rooms. And I am going to call this a night because, yeah, I need to eat. Kimberly is laughing at me. Why are we laughing at me? The screamer screams. We try to not make him scream any chance we get. So, like I said, this has been a lot of fun. I needed this. I needed the break. I needed the pivot. But I have not, and I know I said I may be able to announce the book that we're going to work on for the month of April. Well, guess what? I still don't know. I haven't decided between a couple of books. Of course, if you guys have suggestions of books you'd like to do, then by all means, let me know. Keep in mind that we don't do books that relate to religion or that are spiritually based, because nope. Sugar is over here telling me about 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh. What days and times am I on? I drop a video Monday through Friday. Most Mondays through Friday. Every now and then you'll miss me. But I do premieres of my videos at 1:15 Central Time. And then I do a weekly book club on Wednesday evenings at 6 p.m. Central. For my members, I do a members only live for my upper tier members at 9 a.m. Central on Saturdays. And then I do a general audience live at 10 a.m. Central. So I hope that answers your question. And Sandy, I hope I get to see you again. It has been an honor to have you here. I sincerely appreciate you. And if you haven't already done so, then by all means, please do subscribe. I would love to have you. But with that said, I said, guys, I gotta go. I love you. Okay, I miss like, share, and subscribe. Those things, do those things, please. Absolutely share, because it is always a hug. And worst to worst, you're gonna make somebody laugh. Be careful if they're holding anything to drink. We don't want anyone wet. But for now, have some fun for the rest of your day. Please check out our other content creators. A lot of people do a lot of wonderful things out there. And I will probably be in the streets as I do other things. But I got to eat. I love you. Take care of yourselves and have a good night. Bye-bye. And yes, I'm sticking my finger in your face. Sorry.